Teşekkür ederim.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a wonderful guest, Nurten URAL, the honorary consul from Michigan in United States, representing Turkey. She is one of the most important bridges between Turkey and United States, really boosting mutual cooperation, collaboration, and business. She's a phenomenal leader, which I am really honored to know for a long time. And today, as part of a Bridge Global Fireside Chat, which is sponsored by Qatar Fund for Development, Spark from Netherlands, and Qatar Charity, she graciously accepted our invitation. And in this program, we received about 200 applications, and out of them, we bring them down to 100, and those 100 startups have been trained over the last 6 months. And now, today, we came down to 40 startups, and over the next 1.5 months, we will bring it down to 30 and then finalize them and provide them very unique support. And that's why, as part of that, Nurten will be also sharing her experience about how to enter the US market, opportunities in the US market. And with that, I will turn to Nurten. Nurten, honored to have you. How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm doing very well. And greetings from the United States, especially Michigan, Detroit, where I am. Thank you all for being here and taking your time to listen to me. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the organizers of this, and especially Yavuz Bey, my good friend. I'm honored to be here. So what I would like to do is start with a presentation, and then we could start the chat afterwards, and am happy to answer any questions. So let me make sure I can start the presentation.
Excellent. Perfect.
Can you see?
Yes, it's perfect. It looks amazing. Yes.
Oh, okay, great. I just want to start, probably, let me do this. I want to start by introducing myself. As Yavuz Bey said, I am the Honorary Consul General for Turkey in Detroit area. And I am also the CEO for the Turkish Resource Center, which is a nonprofit organization that helps businesses, education, culturally, to connect between the United States and Turkey. And I also have a profit-making organization, which is URAL LLC, and that works on connections between different countries, but especially between Turkey and the United States. Now, so we are going to talk about foreign companies wanting to come into the United States. First of all, the top 10 countries by total startup output in 2023. As you can see, the top 10, of which the United States, America, is number 1 by 3,525 startups. And you can see the second country, the startup output is 651,000. So you can really see the difference in being in the first place, as well as compared to China, the second place, the other 10 countries, and so on. There is quite a bit of difference. The global industry distribution of startups, even though there isn't completely accurate data about industry distributions, it is clear that modern startups gravitate towards the internet and digital technologies. With this information, we can also see the industries that is best for startups at the moment, which number one is fintech, and then it goes into life sciences and healthcare, artificial intelligence, etc. And of course, there's the unicorns in the world, and you can see the United States has 35, as opposed to the second position, which is China, has 4. So you can also see the difference in the United States and the rest of the world as far as the unicorn companies. And by unicorn companies, we mean a value, which is startup companies valued at over $1 billion US dollars. So how many startups fail? I don't want to start off negatively, but we do need to consider the and learn from the failed startups. So 9 out of 10 startups don't make it. 20% of the startups fall apart after a year. 30% of the startups close within 2 years. 50% of the startups shut their doors within 5 years. And 70% of the startups dissolve within 10 years. The primary reason for these numbers is a lack of ability to offer a product for a target market. Many companies aren't able to generate interest in their products or services. As you know, you must have a market if you're going to sell your product. They don't have the finances to do it right. So finances are very important, to have it yourself or be able to get funding from other sources. Another reason for startup failure is poor team organization. Companies are unable to develop a group of people that will work together efficiently towards the same goal. So that could be a problem. So this shows you some of the reasons why startups fail. So as we had talked about, there is no market. The running out of cash and not having the right team are the top 3. Of course, competition, pricing costs. So having the right price for your product, or having a poor product, poor business model, poor marketing, ignoring your customers, and so on. So the greatest challenge when founding a startup, of course, is competition. The cash flow, taxes you have to pay, economy affects it a lot, growth, and a few other things. So we want to talk about why the US is the best country for startups. So the number one is economy is good in the United States, whether it's in recession, etc. The US is the largest economy in the world, and the entrepreneurship is rising and booming. Number 2, there is a huge consumer market. There's lots of opportunities. So the US is home to one of the world's largest, wealthiest, and more diverse consumer markets. In the 2022, the United States population was 325 million, contributing close to 20 trillion in the US economy. It has access to one of the most lucrative consumer markets. Unlike their European counterparts that focus on growth rates in their home markets, US startup founders build their enterprises to take them internationally. Strong economic and political ties with countries around the world enable US-based startups to expand their businesses internationally and access new markets with relative ease. So number 3, United States is a world leader in innovation. The U.S. has long been recognized as global leader in the entrepreneurship, innovation, and business creation. Policy initiatives are created to encourage entrepreneurial behavior. A close partnership with government, academia, and industry and vibrant engine has powered an innovation ecosystem. So it's very important to combine these. I want to focus on this is the partnership between government, academia, and industry always works the best. So number 4, out of top 10 companies in the world, 8 of them are from the US. So big tech firms prioritize maintaining their dominance in the American market because it is the most valuable market to them. The American market is big tech's biggest source of revenue. Number 5, the most advanced venture capital and investment environment. The US has most advanced venture capital and investment environment. Venture capitalists are key players in US startup ecosystem. They provide the funding that many young businesses need to get off the ground and grow. In fact, US venture capitalists invest in a record of $84 billion in startups. And this was, I think, a number in 2020. So it has gone up since then. And it also has, US has a very strong legal system. The US offers a predictable and transparent legal system. US has a robust intellectual property protection system. So that's the IP that encourages innovation by safeguarding the rights of the inventors and the entrepreneurs. Number 7, a highly educated workforce. So US educated workforce provides a strong talent pool for startups to draw from, allowing them to grow and compete on a global scale. It's a melting pot of cultures. The US is a melting pot of cultures and ideas, which contributes to its entrepreneurial success. This diversity fosters creativity and innovation as entrepreneurs from different backgrounds bring unique perspectives and experiences. Number 9, a favorable tax regime. So US has a relatively low corporate tax of 21%, which makes it an attractive destination for entrepreneurs looking to start a business. Number 10, it's a great place to live. So it has a high quality of life, amazing natural beauty, a strong economy, and friendly people who are some of the biggest advantages of living here in the United States. 11, the country with the most access to global growth. So if you start in the United States, you have an opportunity to market your product globally. The leaders also have a different mindset from the beginning. Entrepreneurs in the US build their businesses with every intention of going global, whereas European startups are more apt to target growth within their country. Number 12, an extremely stable political environment. The US promotes entrepreneurship by minimizing bureaucracy and fostering a favorable business climate. Regulations that encourage competition, completion, protect consumers, and support innovation enable entrepreneurs to navigate the business landscape with relative ease. Number 13, the country with the most advanced technologies. The US economy is one of the most advanced in technology. And then number 14, which I think is important, in the US, more than anywhere else, success born of risk-taking and innovation is handsomely rewarded, and failure is viewed properly as a tool for learning. So failure is not viewed as unsuccessful or not being wrong or right. It's viewed as it's a learning tool.
They say fail early, fail often, so you can actually achieve success. So it's very important that failure is, welcome and part of the process of earning experience, right, Nurten?
Exactly, exactly. So starting a business in the United States as a foreigner, citizenship or residency is not required to start a small business in the United States. I don't think very many people know this, but you can start a business in the United States without being a resident here. However, people also confuse this. To live and work in the United States or receive wages from your business while living in the United States will require a green card or a visa. So you need to get approval to work in the United States or pay yourself from your business that you have started. The type of visa you will need depends on your situation. So I want to talk about the formation process, first of all, of starting a business in the United States. So these are 13 different processes. So I want to talk about each one. The market research, which is very, very important. Doing your homework is important. Market research is a way to let you know if there's an opportunity to turn your idea into a successful business. It is information about potential customers and businesses already doing what you would like to do. You use this market research information to find a competitive advantage to your business. And unfortunately, I find that companies who want to come to the United States don't do this or don't get help to do this. And it's very important because if there is no need for the product or your product is already in the United States, it's going to be much, much harder to market your product. Or if there's no need for it for some reason or another, then it's going to be useless. So your time and efforts is going to be useless. So market research is very important. Number 2, writing a business plan. So this is a roadmap of how to structure, run, and grow your business. This plan should also include budget for the company. This plan is used to convince people that working with you or investing in your company is a smart choice. It also helps you to stay focused. So you need to spend your time not only to develop the product, but to write a business plan of how you're going to market this product, how you're going to finance this product, and the amount of time it's going to take you to do what you want. So if you do not have a business plan, there are many companies that help you write a business plan. So please do not progress. Do not think you're going to progress without a business plan when you have a product. Choose a business name. Of course, business names are important. It is your first impression of a business is the business name. And of course, the business name you choose isn't always available. If there is a business name in the United States that you choose, you cannot use that business name. So it reflects, the business name reflects your brand and captures the business's spirit. You will always want to make sure that the business name is not being used by someone else. Number 4 is funding your business. Your business plan will help you figure out how much money you will need to start your business. You will need to make sure that you have these funds or raise or borrow the funds before you even start your business. So number 5 is choose a business structure. In the United States, there is a number of different legal structures that you can choose for your business and impact your business's registration requirements, how much you pay in taxes, and your personal liability. As a non-resident, you have 2 primary business structures, and that's the C corporation and the limited liability company, so your LLC. So number 6, choose a business location. That is important. Your location could affect your taxes, your legal requirements, and your revenue. In each state, laws are different. Standard of living is different. So when you're in the United States, you can't just plan on being in the United States. You also have to plan on being which state you're going to be in, because laws differ in each state. So number 7, choose a registered agent. So you need a registered agent that resides in the state that you incorporate and is designed by the business to accept services of process on behalf of the company. A lot of people have heard, I think, in the United States that I want to open a business, I'm going to Delaware to open the business. Delaware has a lot of benefits to open a business, but it's not always the right state to do it. For example, you can open a business in Delaware and work in Michigan or work in California, but you really need to know and learn what the benefits of opening a company in Delaware is. Sometimes you do pay less taxes. Sometimes you don't have to do certain things or register certain things. But then when you go to another state location, you have to follow the state's rules. So please, when you come to the United States, please study on how to register and what are the advantages, disadvantages for registering. So registering your business makes it legal and protects your brand. You may need to register with the federal government as well as the state that you're in. Number 9, federal and state taxpayers ID. So when you open a business, you will need an employment identification number, and we call it EIN number. This is important for opening a bank account as well as paying taxes. Some states require you to get a tax ID as well. So it differs on the state you're in. Number 10, apply for licenses and permits. The licenses and permits you need will vary by industry, by state, by location, and by other factors. For example, say you're doing some kind of architectural work, you have to register in the state you're in. If you're an architect and have a business and you're in Michigan and you want to move to California, you have to go register in California. Your Michigan license does not apply there. So there are many businesses like this, or many industries like this. For example, engineering license, your real estate license. So there's a lot. So you need to figure out what state requires what. So set up a business bank account. Number 11, a business bank account will help you handle legal, tax, and day-to-day issues. Number 12, maintain business compliance. You must file an annual report for your business and pay taxes. And these are really, really important, especially paying taxes and applying for your filing for your annual report. Because if you don't pay your taxes, there's very harsh penalty for this. And if you don't file an annual report, they can dismiss your company and you won't have a company. So it's very important to follow the rules and regulations. So the last one is build your network. Building a network is crucial to successfully conquering the United States market. Accelerator programs, professional organizations, conferences, chambers of commerce can be key to quickly building your network. As in every country, as in every place, a lot of times it's who you know to be able to go to get your resources, to be able to get your information. So having a network of these people and following this network is very, very important. So challenges of the United States market business expansion. So the challenges are meeting regulatory and compliance requirements. As I had mentioned before, very important to follow the laws, the licensing requirements, and tax obligations on both the federal and local levels. As I had mentioned, and I can't mention this enough, penalty can be harsh if not followed. But if you do follow all these laws, licensing requirements, tax obligations, it's very easy to conduct business in the United States. Of course, the competitive market, you need to realize that you may be the industry leader back in your country. However, in the United States, environment may present fierce competition from other hungry startups, as well as deeply entrenched brands. So you need to know your market in the United States. I also tell students that I had helped come into the United States. You may be number one in your country, but when you come to a university in the United States, you may be a normal student because all the other country students are coming as well. Language barrier, of course, is very important. So you need to position your products or your service offerings in a way that is retailable to your audience. Your audience must understand. You need to market your product in English and infusing your intellectual property and messaging that is specific to their culture. There is a business culture that is very different in the United States than in other countries. Also, understanding this business etiquette and culture is very important. Adaptation is the natural part of doing business. Expect to navigate differences in business and culture practices as you expand. I do a presentation on this, on Turkish culture versus US culture, and there are a lot of differences. For example, when you're conducting business in Turkey, you're getting to know your partners or your vendors or customers, and you go out to dinner, you talk about your family first and get to know these people real closely. In the United States, they don't care about, most people don't care about your families or your personal life or whatever. They say, let's get down to business. Let's talk about this right away and sign the contract or decide we're not going to agree and not waste time. So those kind of cultural differences are very, very important. So Turkish Resource Center, we bring, as Turkish Resource Center, we have brought many, many delegations from Turkey to the United States and from the United States to Turkey. So I just wanted to let you know that we do help people establish here. And if you get in touch with us, we can help you out. Or we don't waste your time if we don't feel like you may not be a good, or we may not be able to help you get into the US market. We tell you that as well. So we have a number of different programs, also a number of different soft landing programs. So you're coming to the United States. There are many incentives that the United States provides: technology, startups, innovation. There are also, of course, many incentives from Turkey to come to the United States with your products and your company. So we're happy to help you with these. Yavuz Bey will send you my PowerPoints. I have it in English and Turkish.
Absolutely. We appreciate your presenting also in Turkish as well. I'll make sure to share both of them. Betul, you can share both with the team. You know, it's amazing resource, guys. I mean, you should not lose the opportunity having someone so credible to learn, work with. Nurten is an amazing opportunity to really, you know, not make any mistakes. Now they're diving into Michigan, I guess, right?
Yes, just to real briefly, I'm not going to take much time, but I wanted to talk about Michigan, of course, because that's where I live there. And absolutely. I'm biased, but I really feel that Michigan is overlooked a lot in Turkey, because in Turkey we see movies, we see things more with New York and Miami and California, and that's where people think they should be. And that's not necessarily true. The Midwest, which Michigan is a part of, is, first of all, the standard of living is much, much lower than the rest of the East Coast or the West Coast places like Miami or New York or Boston or California, etc. And setting up companies are very easy in the Michigan area. The tax rate is very low, 6% as opposed to, I think, 18% or so like in California, etc. Living is easier. For example, a house that's, say, $300,000, $400,000 in Michigan, the same house you get in California or New York for $1.5 million. So big, big difference. Also in setting up companies, you have a lot less costs than you would in some other states. Of course, there are states very similar to Michigan. So Michigan is located within the 5 big lakes. So it's very similar. I relate it very similar to Turkey, because Turkey is surrounded by the seas, the different waters. Michigan is surrounded by all the lakes. And just like Turkey, Michigan is very beautiful. It is a touristic state, as well as the sectors of auto, technology, agriculture, very similar to Turkey. And these are some of the sceneries from Michigan. It has 4 seasons. And Detroit, of course, is the biggest city in Michigan, and it has a lot of resources. Detroit, as you know, is known as the auto industry in the whole world, as well as it has become a very technologically famous state and city, especially in mobility. A lot of companies from Silicon Valley has moved to Michigan because it's being close to the auto companies, etc. And Detroit is very beautiful as well. And you can see some of the pictures here showing Detroit. We also have a bridge and the river, which I often call the Detroit boss.
It's beautiful.
And then I don't know if you're aware of Ford Motor Company moving into the innovation entrepreneurship community that they started. Google has moved there, and now all the different technology companies are in this community, as well as the universities such as the University of Michigan, Michigan State University, Wayne State University, etc. And you can see some of the OEMs in Michigan. So there's 26 companies, OEMs, in the Michigan area, Detroit area mostly.
So anyone who wants to do contract manufacturing, they don't have to just go ahead and start working on establishing. They can actually assign a contract with one of the OEMs, right? And produce OEM with a manufacturing facility.
Right. So the opportunity is there. This is, I don't know if you're familiar with Adestech. It was a startup company that came to first opened a company in Delaware, went to California as a location to Silicon Valley, and then they realized that they were in the wrong place. They said, we went to Silicon Valley. There's a lot of competition there. So you as a startup company from Turkey, it's not even recognized. So they came to to Michigan, and I work with them to bring them to Michigan State University. And of course, with the university, helping them and working with them, they have come a long, long way. The first autonomous bus in the United States. So now they're taking students around campus on a Turkish company. Well, they're an American company, not really a Turkish company, but Turkish people. So I'm very proud of them because they've been very successful. So you as a startup can be like this starting up.
This is amazing. And it's an autonomous bus. So it's a new generation one, right?
Exactly.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
It's electrical. It was a Carson bus, and Adestech did all the, I guess, technology stuff, and it drives without a driver. And they also had with our president, Tayyip Erdogan, had been on the bus that they did, and had, I believe, purchased one for himself.
That's great.
So there are a number of different companies that have come from Turkey to the United States. One of them, a very successful company, is Norm Cibata. Norm Fasteners came to Lansing, Michigan, opened up a small warehouse, and then they expanded into a larger warehouse. And now they're in the process of opening or building a manufacturing building in Michigan to supply throughout the United States. So I'm very, very proud of them as well. And then there's other companies like Durma, Machinery, etc. So these are just quickly some of the delegations that have come from Turkey to the United States. different companies, a lot of auto companies, as well as other companies as well. So these are just some different delegations that we have. Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Cumhurbaşkanlığı Yatırım Office came and we organized a tour for them. They wanted to learn about mobility, auto industry, etc. So we were able to do that.
That's amazing.
E2 Innogate, you might be familiar with,
Of course, it's ITU program. It's a really good program.
Yes, yes.
ITU, yeah.
So we had organized a delegation for them for Michigan.
That's beautiful.
Then, of course, not only auto, but agriculture. We had done a number of different things. And of course, there's a lot of startups that could be applied to agriculture. And Michigan is a very agriculture state, just as Turkey, along with, of course, other states like North Carolina, South Carolina, Indiana, etc. And then, of course, delegations from the United States to Turkey. Real quickly,
Absolutely.
we have also organized.
Beautiful.
And then we have done some conferences in Turkey. So these are some of the ones, even food and wine.
Wow.
So thank you for listening to me.
This was amazing. This was amazing.
Let me try to stop the share.
Well, thank you. This was an eye-opener for all of us. Nurten, you have done so much, both bringing delegations from Turkey and really, advocating Michigan also as an investment area and helping companies become truly global in the largest market of the world, United States. So I'm really grateful for all your amazing work over the years. I want to go a little bit personal here.
Okay.
And, tell me more about your story. Everyone has a story as they come to United States. You are not the first generation, right? Who came, in what condition, what happened, and how did you actually, how long have you been in the United States? Can you tell a little bit more about your American dream, actually?
Of course, of course. Well, I was born in Turkey. I was born in Eskişehir, actually. And when I was 3, my family moved to the United States. So we moved as a family. And the reason we moved is my mother and my father are both Crimean. And during World War II, they had been forced from Crimea to the German labor camps. And after working in the labor camps for a couple of years, my dad in Austria, my mom in Germany, they didn't know each other at that time. The World War II ended, and our wonderful country, Turkey, accepted my parents as refugees. So they came into Turkey, met each other, had 3 children. I was the middle child. I have an older sister and a younger brother. So when I was 3 years old, my younger brother was 6 months old. My parents decided to come to the United States because US was accepting refugees from Crimea. So that's how we came here. My parents with 2 pieces of luggage, no money, no English. They arrived in the United States, and thanks to them, they really took care of us, and we're at this stage now.
That's amazing. In one hand, you see how the war can, impact our lives, but all bad things can turn into good things as well if you work hard enough and, do your best and be an honest person. So it's just a great example of how you achieved. And I see you are bringing, I think you don't see this as a job. What I see is you are doing it so passionately and sincerely. When I see you're in Trump Tower in Istanbul, working hard, helping companies, and then going back to US, in Michigan, and then reorganizing, you're like doing canvassing between 2 countries. So, but, it is lots of hard work, but you don't see it as a work. I feel that you're taking pleasure from this. Is that correct?
I am. I'm very passionate, first of all, for Turkey since I was born there, and they have helped my family, my mother and father, parents to from World War II. And then us moving into the United States, of course, I'm very passionate about the country I live in because they have also helped us as refugees and to become the people that we are. I am passionate about Turkey. I'm passionate about the United States, but more so, I really think countries working between each other in business is more building relationships instead of trying to destroy those relationships. It builds
Absolutely.
friendship, it builds business. Is always good for relationships. It's good politically. It's good for relations and culture
Sure.
and education.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a Turkish American, proud to be both, you know, as a Muslim Turkish American, feeling you can get the best of both worlds and really combine and work in an honest way. So I feel that always privilege in my life. You know, this is a very small group, even though we're doing live on YouTube. You know, I want to introduce the team here who have been part of this journey of Bridge Global program, where the entire goal is accessing global markets, which you are also part of it as a mentor for a long time. First and foremost, thanks to you for your leadership. I have Osman Murat İvegen. Osman is an entrepreneur. He actually worked at Baxter for many years, and he's an inventor. And he has seen a huge need in terms of, you know, a type of renal disease and a solution for dialysis, a periton dialysis. And actually, he's at the stage where he needs to get an initial 120,000 to get approval for certificate, and then he will be able to help millions of people. And he is working on an FDA process, and he wants to learn more about, you know, in his invention, which is actually under patent protection as well, what your recommendations are to find a partner who will invest in them and then help them enter the US market and also work on the FDA and sales side. When you look at the amount of investment they need and the stage he has been and his experience and his team, I'm betting on Osman Murat İvegen. So, but I want to get your initial thoughts on what's the best way, you know, and we will be doing several initiatives here. We have Ibrahim Balaban, who is one of the top leaders in, you know, simulative education. He just established his company in Germany. He has also a home in New Jersey. And then we have Zafer Karadayı, one of the top leaders in education technology with Nara XR. He just got 400,000 euro grant from European Union, and he is really building an amazing company in metaverse market. We have Birsen Satıl in, you know, usually in special to nutrition, where she uses special products for cosmetics and cream. We have Bilgin Yazar, who is also one of the leaders in educational technology, and he has thousands of customers where he's training them. We have Kadir Tambrak, who is actually utilizing a metaverse technology. We have Yasin Dönmezer from Crowlink, which has become one of the top companies also at Technofest, like Ibrahim Balaban, and he's using and digitalizing all the conferences and able to use his technology in different ways. Also from Hot Excellent, Kezban. Kezban is actually in the hotel industry, and she has special textiles that she already works with many large premium hotels across Turkey and globally as well. We have Daniel Ayodel, which is a true connection between Nigeria and Turkey, and Daniel will be our guest on Wednesday, and he is also the organizer of another Turkey and Nigeria entrepreneurship event, and he wants to open a similar group like Bina in Nigeria for Nigerian entrepreneurs. We have Nesrin El Hassan Roy Baskı. She is building special t-shirts and focusing on textile. We have Mr. Modi from ValueBox, also with Bilgin Yazar. They are giving lots of training in terms of utilizing platforms like Zoom and creating educational content. We have Berk Aydemir from Team V Games. Berk is also a very special group of talents which are in the gaming industry. We have Sema Janakpunar from Montball. She has a special working on a technology which can find the right mushrooms so you don't get poisoned when you're actually collecting mushrooms, and providing special gaming there. We have Salih Yalçın from Nevasoft, Cihat Yazar. Hülya Bakın is also with Ibrahim Balaban, Medica Eurosim. We have Bayram Berk Tanrısedi from AppFest. AppFest is also a very unique technology. And also, not but least, Bilal Uzunkaya, which is in medical tourism and healthcare tourism. He has a platform. So this is just a small group here. We have a larger group, and also we have a now portfolio, which eventually we will bring them all together and give to you for just giving us some idea about where we were able to bring over the last 6 months and where we want to go, and then get your opinion hopefully in the future. I really designed this meeting to also have them get to know you better and you get to know them better. And then this is an initial discussion of what we can do. But I can start with Osman Murat İvegen. So he is really, as a medical doctor, I testify, and the head of the renal organization, renal transplant organization in Turkey, the association also is ready to do their clinical trials. So we have all the things in place, you know, where do we start as we enter the US market? Should we start from the US market? Should we start from Turkey? If we start from US market, should we work with the renal transplant organization? Should we work with an association there? Should we work with Michigan University, a top-notch university? So we just want to pick your brain a little bit here, Nurten. And feel free to speak in Turkish or English. I will be able to translate them. Many of them know English, but some don't know. So whatever you feel comfortable, that's fine.
Okay. Yes, it's very nice to meet everybody and to learn the very diverse products that you have or companies that you work with. And there's a lot that we can do here to help you start here. And that's my main goal in life, I guess I should say. But there are many resources, I think. Of course, each company differs, so I'd be happy to talk to each company.
Sure.
I will be back in Turkey in November, end of November, so I would love to meet everybody in person.
Absolutely.
As well.
Absolutely.
But health-wise, for example, the different products in health, there's different hospitals that we work with here, as well as you mentioned, the universities. Of course, University of Michigan is one of the top 10 medical universities. Michigan State University is the #1 research university in the United States.
That's amazing.
And they have 4 different departments for medical. So the medical doctor, OD doctors, veterinarian, nursing, etc.
That's great.
So
That's
very
great.
well known for research. And I also want to let you know that they have an innovation and entrepreneurship department. 6
Wow.
different professors work here full-time helping entrepreneurs.
That's amazing.
So there's a lot of resources, agriculture items. For example, we're working with a company that does pesticides, but organic pesticides, not using chemicals. I am putting them in touch with Michigan State University, which is a huge agriculture school. So they're going to be working together. We have another company, kind of a startup from a larger holding, making batteries for buses and trucks, etc. So we certainly can help you, get you in contact with the right people. Of course, getting in contact with the right partners in the right customers is the key to marketing.
Of course. So definitely, maybe we should look into an agreement between BINA Business Incubator and Turkish Resource Center or something, at least an MOU to start the process. And then I'm just thinking loudly here, you know, the best way to move forward, because many of these companies, we're moving in different markets, but for many of them, I know for Bilgin, for Ibrahim, for Ömer Yavuz, for Osman, for many of these, Yasin as well, and maybe Bilal as well, they are the premier market, and it's their products are also very much fit in the US system. So whatever it takes, I would love to work with you and the Turkish Resource Center to make it happen, and also enhance the working climate in Michigan. And I believe in, I've been to Michigan before. It's a gorgeous place and definitely very welcoming to the working environment. So we look forward to your visit probably in September, and then actually
November.
maybe in November. That's even better, in November, and then have a maybe private meeting with the Bina, decision makers and your good self, and move from there, if that's okay.
That would be wonderful. And one project I'm working on, which hopefully will help all of you, is we have been bringing delegations and of course having people meet others and introducing them to the right vendors and right partners. But now we will have in the few months or beginning of next year, we will have a building that you could come and use as a soft landing for the United States. And at the same time, we will have services to provide to you at a very low risk. So you're not coming into the United States, spending all kinds of money and then finding out it doesn't work, or spending all kinds of money and then not doing the right things. So we
can even set the date and then focus from now to that date, and then start preparing, and even make a call for our current entrepreneurs and future ones to gear towards that day. Absolutely, we can do that. I will take questions. I think we're getting several questions here also on the chat, but Betül Hanım, if you want to get the questions.
Yeah. First of all, Mr. Daniel wants the question. If you want, you can ask Daniel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's
You're welcome.
Always a pleasure being here. Mr. Yavuz, you're doing amazingly great job. I was looking at the people in here, and all I could think is there is nothing you need to grow other than the connections you build. Someone rightly said, he said, your network is directly proportional to your net worth. So what we are doing here is a global impact. So I'm really, really grateful. Thank you very much. And to our facilitator tonight, Nurten, amazing presentation you have given to us. But let me quickly say my name. My name is Daniel Ayodele. I'm a Nigerian, popularly known as the Global Daniel. I've worked with, I was the diplomatic head, African region for Best Diplomats. I have also worked with a lot of diplomats in and outside Turkey. I currently am in Turkey, Istanbul to be precise. And basically what we're doing now, we are moving companies, organizations to Nigeria. We're organizing B2B conferences, B2G conferences, where we are moving Turkish-made product to Nigeria, and we are also moving these two ways. We're also moving entrepreneurs from Nigeria to Turkey. So we're doing amazingly well. But I will not dive into that now. Probably on Wednesday I will give more. So I don't talk more about my presentation before Wednesday. So it's going to be nice to have you around again. But I quickly have some questions now.
You turned off your voice, Daniel.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. We can hear you. No problem.
From your presentation, it was amazing just listening to you, talking about how entrepreneurs can move into the United States. And all I'm just thinking here is, from the past, Nigeria, I'm going to use Nigeria as a case study. Nigeria now has over 250 million people, of which a lot of young entrepreneurs are trying to spring up and looking for survival. I remember when I started my business, there are so many obstacles. Even before I moved to Turkey and start going global, there are so many obstacles, of which you have stated some. One, visa insurance. You want to move to United States. I remember the first time we want to start, collecting payment. One of the major problems we have in Africa is payment issues, mostly for young entrepreneurs. You are selling a product and someone from the United States wants to buy from you, there is no payment gateway. So some of us try to move to United States just to have a gateway payment. Some of us try to move to UK just because we needed to access that Stripe and PayPal that United States offer. Then you also talk about regulations and compliance, access to capital, cultural differences. All these are problems that we as young entrepreneurs face in Africa. And when I became a coach, and these are some of the things we are mitigating. But I have two specific questions for you.
Okay.
The first question is, how can policy makers support organization? Like, take, for example, the policymaker in the United States, how can they support organization, entrepreneurs to streamline, and encourage innovation, mostly for African communities? That is one. Then the second one is, currently, what are the current economic trends and opportunities in Detroit that, entrepreneurs, like young entrepreneurs that we have in our community, they can leverage on to, build their community and build something very reasonable? So those are the two questions I have for you.
Okay, great. First of all, of course, United States is, as I had indicated in my presentation, is a place for technology. There are many incentives that the government is providing for technology companies and startups and entrepreneurs. Of course, as I had also mentioned, that they don't take everybody. So they have to have a good business plan. They have to know what they're doing, and there has to be a market for it in the United States. But there are many opportunities that the government will, first of all, fund you, as well as help you establish in the United States. Also, each state has different opportunities for different entrepreneurs and companies. But each one is very diverse. Each person is very different. Each company is very different, and the process is very different for each person and company as well. So we certainly can work with you to establish this, where we have more personal information to help you out on how to come into the United States. A few years ago, I was working with students only. Now I'm working with businesses. So would be happy to meet with you when I'm in Turkey. I would love to see how we can help Nigeria and put you in touch with the people that can help that we can't help you with.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
We
Thank
have
you.
another question from Osman Murat Evegen. We are a startup company working on auxiliary equipment to be used in the treatment of renal disease. What methods should we use to find a partner who will invest in USA, invest in us, and help us with issues such as obtaining FDI and sales?
Mm-hmm. Of course, getting certifications and FDA certified for your product, etc., is very important in the United States. We do have an individual that we work with that's one of the best in the United States, and he happens to be Turkish. His name is Gökhan Özal, and I certainly can get you in touch with him.
Wow.
As well as introducing you to different partners and customers, etc. So I know, for example, in the health field, Michigan State University is very good. University of Michigan is very good. Wayne State is some of the top Michigan State universities, is very good in medical and healthcare products. There's also, I know there's also hospitals that are looking to partner with different startups and companies. For example, like McLaren Hospitals is very open to work with Turkey startups and entrepreneurs. And I'm sure there's, of course, I like to work in Michigan, but we also work in other states as well. So I'm not just pushing Michigan on everybody. We can also help you if there's a better place to go to.
Excellent. Excellent. Perfect. Osman Murat İvegen, bak Gökhan Özalp beyefendiden bahsetti. Ayrıca birçok önemli bağlantıdan üniversitede. İnşallah bir sonraki aşamada Ekim ayında inşallah burada olacak Nurten Hanım. Hem birebir görüşme sağlayacağız. Kasım'da özür dilerim. Kasım'da burada olacak. Hem birebir görüşme hem Amerikan pazarına odaklı FDA dahil o süreçlerle de takipçisi olacağız inşallah. Tamam mı Osman Murat Beyciğim? Buyurun Betül Hanım. The next question.
Belki Gökhan Bey'i de getirebiliriz bir konuşma yapmak için.
Ya harika olur aslında. Onu yaparsak, eğer uygun bulursanız onu da bir programa alalım gerçekten.
Çok iyi olur. Ben konuşurum ona.
Tamam. Yani önümüzdeki hafta içinde bir gün alabiliriz buraya programa. Siz uygun bulursanız.
Tamam.
Tamamdır. Çok sağ olun. Buyurun Betül Hanım.
Thank you. Yes, another question from Mathieu. Would you have some insight or examples of software development companies expanding into the USA? We are trying to expand our business there. Which state would you recommend for a software company other than California? Also, as far as providing services to government entities, do we have to have a federal approval process or clearance besides having license?
As far as software companies, of course, there's a lot of different opportunities. I usually recommend companies, if they're still in the stage of research and developing, to work with universities that are here. For example, I'm very familiar with Michigan State University since I was the consultant for the president for 9 years with them. And they have one of the best innovation centers and startup centers. So with these type of centers, they help you not only to research your product, but to develop it, find customers for you, as well as any other services for software companies. But if you're already a developed company and you want to find customers or partners in the United States, I can't really, without knowing all the details, I can't tell you what state is best or what is the best location. But if you send me the information on your product and what you're looking at doing, I certainly can give you some suggestions and ideas.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I would like to actually to communicate with you through email or WhatsApp if possible. I would give you some information about VoodooBox and we can get some details if you can.
Certainly. And
Okay.
Yıldız Bey is going to pass out my presentation. My email and phone number is on there. So feel
Absolutely.
free to send me an email or WhatsApp with my phone number, and I will try to help you out as much as possible. And when I come to Turkey, we certainly can meet and discuss it in further as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank
You're welcome.
Thank you. Other question from Birsen Satı. She's a founder, Birsen's Healthy Cosmetic. She's asking, where can we market natural cosmetic and vegetable oil and mask in America?
Well, there's many places, of course, and there's many ways you can do it depending on how you want to process. And what we can do is we can help you, first of all, to write a business plan. So you can present this business plan to the partners and vendors that you want to. It could be a distributor, marketing to distributors that distribute that product, as well as to some of the retail stores or online e-commerce type marketing. So it depends on the product. It would have to get certified, make sure it can be sold in the United States, and market it the best you can to the markets that are willing to accept that product.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, Mr. Ibrahim, I want to ask something. Ibrahim Bey.
Hello, thank you for good, nice your presentation. Hello, Turkey from Morristown in the now New Jersey. I am now. I hope next month I will come to Detroit too. I have a question. You said some medical faculty look to new startup for them. We are solution for cadaver problem for medical faculty, and for surgery doctor practice we make some simulator. Can you share some contact, email or somebody for contact with them for our company? Is it possible?
Yes, definitely. In fact, I am meeting with Michigan State University Innovation Center on Friday, this Friday. So if you send me your information, I can talk to them and get real beneficial contacts for you.
Okay, tomorrow I will send. Okay, this night. Good evening from USA to Turkey.
Thank you, Brian. Greetings to New Jersey. I'm sorry I missed you. I was in the States like 2 weeks ago, but we just did a family vacation, Orlando, Florida, for Disney World. But I enjoy Jersey, and I'm sure you will connect with Nurten there on the other side of the pond. So, and is there another question? If not, you know, I will close this session.
Please quickly, I want to suggest.
Please, Daniel.
I want to suggest, since this is a family meeting and a small group, I want to suggest that whenever Nurten visit Istanbul, we could meet as a group like this. Every one of us, probably for coffee break, coffee, lunch. We can organize it so that it will be so that we can get value from each other. A round table, everyone that wants to attend, it could just be fixed. I think, Mr. Yavuz, you can do something about that. Each and everyone that wants to come, we'll just fix a date. Oh, Nurten is in town. Every one of us will come. Round table conversation. We take lunch together. Just a suggestion. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And
Great
in addition to that, we will definitely do that when she's available. Also, Daniel is organizing a meeting to increase relationship between Turkey and Nigeria on the 10th of this month. And the ambassador of Nigeria will be doing the opening remarks. If you are physically here, you're welcome, but I assume you're not physically here. But at some point during that day, if you want to join online, we would be honored to host you at Hilton in Avcılar as well, Nurten, to enhance and think about discussion and globalization of the Turkish entrepreneurs, Nigerian and American, and how to create even more buzz together and work value together, if that's okay.
Yes, I would love to join online since I can't be there at that time, but would love to do that. So if you could send me the information, I will put it on my schedule and make sure I'm available.
Thank you. Maybe a satellite session or something in that sort for that meeting. That would be amazing, Nurten.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Başka soru varsa alabiliriz değerli arkadaşlar. Kendini tanıtmak isteyen varsa şu an son 12 dakikamız. Bilal Beyciğim buyurun. Türkçe de sorabilirsiniz, İngilizce de.
Yes,
Buyurun
thank
Bilal
you.
Bey.
Hello, how are you? Thank you so much. You're welcome. I would like to ask about startup ecosystem in US. What are the opportunities and favors for in different countries, such as Turkish startups in the US market. For example, can we apply for demo days for startups or incubation centers? What are the grants and favors for Turkish startups? And what kind of products in which sectors are much more popular in US for these grants? Thank you.
Certainly. Of course, that's a loaded question. I could talk for days on that. I think the same thing, if you send me more information on what your startup is or what your interest is, I certainly can provide a better detailed information for you. But
Okay.
United States, as I said, as any country, is looking for entrepreneurs, startups that are going to be unicorns or successful. So for grants, there are many grants for technology. There's also many grants for starting a business in the United States. So we can help you with that. I just need to get more information.
Okay, for example, I can give some information about my startup project. For example, this is a software project, CRM platform for healthcare sector. It is specific for hospitals, clinics to get the data and to operate all the operation between hospitals, patients, doctors, and all details. By the way, this is also a mobile application in iOS and Android, and also this is a workflow and AI supported CRM. We have a video conference inside of it, which is a secure, developed by our software developers. It is different than Zoom or Google Meet or the other popular products. So it is a secure system, and we secure the patient's informations, patient's data inside of the CRM, and we don't share these informations with third parties. So this is a SaaS model. And how is the luck of us and our product to get any grant in US?
First of all, I don't know if I think, and I apologize, I'm not that technologically knowledgeable in the health system, but have you researched on what the United States has, market research here, to find out if there's similar type of software here, first of all? And if not, we certainly can help you find somebody that can do that market research. Of course, like I said, if you have a product that is similar to something they have here, it's much more difficult to market it unless it's highly better or less expensive or much easier to use. So those are some of the things that you need to look at. So I think with all startups and with all companies, we really need to do the market research in the country before you put any more time and effort into it. And we can help you with that as well.
Yeah, sure. There are some similar platforms and products in the market. There are some competitors and global brands, and we differentiate from them with our unique features. So there is two different ways. One is your product must be unique or you have to do something different. So we do something different. I cannot say we are unique, but we do some of the unique features. So I think we have the market demand. So maybe we can contact on email to more details.
Certainly, certainly.
Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you, Bilal Uzunkaya. One question from Kezban Erdem. Hello, Mrs. Nurten. Which documents required in America when buying textile products from Turkey? How much does quality certification cost for startup?
As I work with all companies, I'm not real knowledgeable on the textiles, but I know there is a quota limit on textiles from Turkey to the United States. So we would need to find out what that is. And as far as certification, we certainly can find the right people to help with that. I don't want to give out any information that isn't true. So that's why I would leave that up to the experts.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay,
This will
Mr. Yavuz,
require another
quick
meeting.
one. Mr. Yavuz, I'm
Sure.
sorry to
Sure,
bridge in
Daniel. Go
again.
ahead.
Please, I
course.
just want to speak on this guy that just finished talking. I don't know his name, that have this technology.
Okay.
Yeah, there are so many organizations. I think just like our speaker said, Mr. The first thing first is to do your research whenever you're looking for grants. In fact, the organization that wants to give you grant expects that you would have done research to see if your vision tallies with what they want. Because one of the major reasons why a lot of startups are being refused grants is for any organization to give you grants or to, let's give you their money, they also want to know that they can benefit from you, your vision. What are you doing? So I think it is very, very important that you also do your research. And in USA, there are so many organizations that support technology just like your own, though the competition might be high because, of course, it's United States. But you can Google them, Y Combinators. They support all these virtual effects, online meetings. That's Y Combinators. You can check them, Y, then Combinators. I think this year, they have given over 2,500 startups grants just for those that are, having online streaming and all that. Then we have Techstars as well. You can check them online. Techstars, just Google them. If you Google all this, you will see their requirement and all that. They are very much in the United States. So if you have their requirement and you know that you can compete, of course, you have to compete. This is competition. You have your pitching ready, your business plan, just like our speaker said, you have your business plan needs to match with what the United States needs. If not, of course, they're just going to trash it. So that's why you need experts like her to help you. You send out your information, she help you look at it. Okay, does this meet up? Because what Turkey is requiring is different from what is applicable in the United States. So that's my suggestion. Google them, do your research, then reach out to people that can help you, mentors, just like ourselves. They will help you out. So that's my contribution. Thank you very much.
That's great. That's great. Thank you.
Excellent suggestion.
It's an open information world, but I believe the connections, the trustworthy, credible connections, combined with the research, will make your connections work easy. When you reach out, in United States, they also say you have one chance. But of course, you're not that. You may say, okay, you may have a second chance. But if you're coming unorganized, unprepared for the third, right? Then how can you help more, right? So it's very important to combine that. And this is the reason Bridge Global is here. We're here to prepare them. And even this is a practice for all of our, startup companies. And of course, I know that in textile, there are some limitations in export-import between United States and Turkey. But there are ways that can be handled properly in a legal way. So I'm sure we need to do our work on that. And then when we bring face-to-face, we can resolve the issues. I want to thank you also, Kezban, for your question. If there are no more questions and we are on time, we have the last 1 minute. I want to ask Nurten to finalize with her closing remarks this beautiful day. I am really grateful on behalf of Bina Business Incubator for spending and providing your valuable time from Michigan. Thank you so much. Nurten, the floor is yours with the question, with closing remarks.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's a pleasure to be here. I'm anxious to meet all of you in person and work with you to help you out if your interest is to coming to the United States. So I will do anything in my power to help you and make you successful. And I will, you know, I'm the kind of person to also tell you it's not going to work, don't come. So if I do that to your company or to you, I apologize. Don't be offended.
Absolutely. It's always being, this is the real mentorship, providing and showing the right way, whether it hurts or it makes, then you can prepare yourself and position yourself to be ready. Absolutely.
That's right.
Well, thank you, Nurten.
And like you said, you really need to be ready because, of course, US is very easy on giving chances. But if you don't do it right the first time, it's a little bit harder.
That's true. Absolutely. Well, thank you with that. Wishing everyone a wonderful day from Bridge Global Fireside Chat. And tomorrow, we have a break. We have also many coaches that you need to meet. And on Wednesday, we're going to be with the global Daniel Ayodele, talking about access to Nigerian market. Until that time, wishing you a wonderful week. And thanks again to our Honorary Consul General Nurten URAL. Have a wonderful week. Take care and all the best. Before closing, let's everyone turn on your pictures, turn on your videos, and say goodbye. As customary, if you don't mind, if you just bring your right hand, herkes fotoğraflarını açar. Bir sağ eline bir Bridge Global yaparsak geleneksel olarak çok sevinirim.
Evet. Biraz bekleyelim. Herkes açıyor yavaş yavaş.
Tabii ki. Hatta bir Bridge Global diye de bağırırız isterseniz.
Bir. Evet. Hep beraber
Evet,
bağıralım.
buyurun Betül Hanım, buyurun. Betül Hanım, buyurun. Startı siz verin. Buyurun.
Ben 1, 2, 3 diyorum.
Tamam.
Bir tane. 1, 2, 3.
Bridge Global.
Bye bye.
Tamamdır.
Bye.
Bye bye. Hayırlı geceler. Good night.
İyi geceler. Çok sağ olun Nurten Hanım, iyi ki varsınız. Sağ olun Betül Hanım. Tüm arkadaşlar, hakkınızı helal edin.
Estağfurullah. Helal
Sağ
olsun.
olun.
Hayırlı geceler.
İyi geceler.
Ee,